How's everybody doing this week? This week's post is called Self-Care is Not Selfish. I heard that somewhere this week and I thought, yeah, that is very, very true. It's necessary. What a week. I honestly thought back in March that I was only going to write a couple of posts about COVID-19, the virus, all this stuff. It has really gone on and on and on. I honestly don't feel like I see an end to this in sight. I wish I did, but I'm not really seeing it. And this week's news has been just completely crazy. It has led to what I would call stress. Whether you are a teacher, whether you've got students in school, you're a parent, or someone in the community, you have seen the news, heard the news, and you most likely have an opinion on it. It spells stress. You all may be familiar with the story of King David and Bathsheba. In this story that is presented in the 11th and 12th chapter of 2 Samuel, David and Bathsheba have an affair. Bathsheba is married at the time. David entices her. She becomes pregnant. And then David, in an effort to cover his tracks, he has her husband come home from battle to sleep with her so that when the pregnancy is realized, he would think that the baby was his. Yes, this is a story that's in the Bible. You should read it. But Uriah, her husband, had such great integrity that he did come home for a couple of days, but he didn't feel like it would be right to sleep with his wife when all of his military comrades were still at battle. So David's plan failed. David is distraught. He doesn't know what he's going to do. And so he decides that he should have Uriah, Bathsheba's husband, he should have him killed. So he sends word that he should be moved to the front lines of battle. So the baby is born. The Lord tells David through Nathan, I believe, that the baby is going to die. So in 7 days, the baby falls ill and then dies. So Bathsheba is mourning the loss of her first husband, and now she's mourning the loss of her baby. David is mourning the loss of his son. He's distraught about what he's done and God's anger at him. All of that spells stress. But what I want to focus on for this week are the verses, where did I do with them? Are the verses that we read in 2 Samuel 12:20. It reads, "Then David got up from the floor, washed himself, put lotions on, and changed his clothes. Then he went into the Lord's house to worship. After that, he went home and asked for something to eat. His servants gave him some food, and he ate." David practiced self-care. So while he was in the midst of the stressful situation, he didn't practice so much self-care. But as soon as there was a lull, I'm sure it was not over, because as scripture reads, he got up and did these things, I'd say within hours of the loss of his child. But he performed a self-care regimen. Lotion is good. Lotion is a good thing. So thinking about that this week, I decided to go get my eyebrows arched. That's self-care. I haven't done it in a while. It's something that in the pre-COVID life, I would do once or twice a month, and I hadn't done it since March. Yes, I apologize for what you saw on the previous videos, but I decided that it was time for me to go and do some self-care. Yes, I did wear my face mask. And yes, they did have protective measures in place, but it's necessary. Self-care is necessary. It is not selfish. We've got a lot of things on our plate. If you're a parent, you've got children on your plate. You never get a break from that. If you're working from home, it feels like 5 o'clock never comes. You work on into the night. We're checking emails. Emails are coming at 10 p.m. and we're stopping. You've got to put boundaries between work and home. Around 9:30, 10 o'clock, many nights, I tell my kids, I'm off. Do the best you can. I'm going to my room. It's important. Self-care. According to Psych Central, their definition, self-care is any activity that we do deliberately in order to take care of our mental, emotional, and physical health. Do some things to take care of your own mental, emotional, and physical health. And you've got to be deliberate about it. If you have to schedule it, but it needs to be done. If you're not taking care of yourself, you are no good for the rest of your family. Self-care is not just about appearance. I gave the example of getting my eyebrows done. I didn't mention that last Sunday we went down to a park and walked along the Catawba River for a little bit. I like to spend time in nature. A few weeks ago, we went looking for waterfalls in South Carolina. Do some things, be intentional, get out of the house, get some fresh sunlight and some fresh air. Take care of yourself. Self-care is not selfish. Have an awesome week as you take care of yourself. Thank you.